Welcome back to another Chats from the Truck. I am not spending 24 hours in the truck again. Now, you guys seem to like this when I did this during the 24 hours of the truck, so I have decided to keep it going. Put my window up there so it's quieter. I thought one of the first guests you guys requested that I should have on this is the one and only Metal Complex. So,
Hey, what's going on?
thank you very much for taking some time out to do this. I very much
Oh,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
We
Absolutely.
talked about doing it sometime this week, and then I surprise had some time this afternoon. I was like, "Hey, can you do it now?" And you were like, "Yeah, sure." So I very much appreciate you rearranging your schedule. You got
Sure.
youngins and stuff, right?
Yes, I have kids, and I just every day I try to have a schedule, and sometimes the schedule opens up and sometimes it doesn't. But truthfully, you and I had been talking about doing something like this for a long time. So
Yeah,
it was one of those things where I was like, there is something else I could do right now, but whatever. I'd rather chat with Slicey
yeah.
for
And
sure.
eventually these will be moved over to the Slicey Daily website. I mean, they're going to be on
Cool.
my channel as well, but they'll be posted on the Slicey Daily website and it out as a podcast. So maybe when that happens, we'll talk about doing
Yeah.
that. But
Yeah, for sure.
I do very much enjoy these kind of informal sort of just chats with other knife people. I've got a few other people lined up that aren't just, it's not going to all be YouTubers, but a lot of us are friends. So starting out, it makes it easy. And we already do kind of know each other. So, which
Yeah.
I have to address off the bat. Uh,
Okay.
this is all my fault, but a lot of people think we hate each other.
Why did people think that we ate it? It's because we were too convincing when we did like the bat and like when we crack jokes about each other on our
Yeah.
each other's channels. It's like what comes out of my mouth. I'm like, obviously that's a joke, but people hear it and they're like, oh, they must not like each other at all.
No, no. And I'm actually like, cause I do bully you. I
Oh
admit
yeah,
like
yeah.
it, but I love you, but you're easily mockable. So
Oh, I mean, why
I
would you
just,
not? Anybody who wouldn't take a shot at me, like I mean, come on, what are you doing with your life? I'm an easy target, you know?
like our little secret society that we're part of with other YouTubers. We call
Yeah.
you our big dumb Labrador of the group, which
Oh,
is pretty
perfect
accurate.
description.
'Cause
I'm always asking like, how do you do this thing that seems new, but also everybody already knows how to do? Like everybody's already well aware of it, and I'm asking the question like 4 years late. That happens on a regular basis.
yeah, but you're like super likable guy, and we all really appreciate what you do. I mean, you are a super hardworking guy. I mean, I admit there were times when like you first passed me in subs, I was like, what the hell? Because like I made this dude, and now he's ahead.
Yeah,
You know,
he
and but
created
but
me. Yeah.
but you work harder than I do. I fully admit that. And now I will just say, if I'm allowed to say this, and I don't mean to sound in a condescending way, I'm proud of you. I really am.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I think it was one of those things where I think people assumed that we were intentionally battling, and it wasn't. We were doing our own things,
You know,
but
it just worked out that way.
yeah, it did. And my thing, and the truth is that a huge part of the reason that my channel grew so quickly is it's just volume. I upload so much
Yeah.
content because I'm here at my house all the time, so it's not like there's something there's not like a special sauce. It's just a lot of content. YouTube likes that, and so but yeah, and I think people thought that there was like a specific feud, and there was. It
No,
was
not
just
at all.
we just
It
reviewed
just
a lot of
happened
the
to be
same stuff.
we were rapidly approaching 20,000 at the same time.
Yeah.
I haven't even gotten there yet, and you're at 30. Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you. I'm not really sure how that happened. That was very.
Well,
It was a lot.
you
All at
had
once.
that one video that just went huge. What was it? Knives you should never hand to your friends or whatever.
No, you should answer not that freaking
And
video, man. That was planned as like a regular. So everybody jumped on me when I made that because truthfully, I sometimes I'll go through and look at knife content and look at other topics that people have discussed, and I'll think, yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to give my take on that. I've done
yeah,
that with your channel, and I've done it with Nate
yeah,
Shabazz's channel, and it's because they're topics that there are multiple perspectives that could play a role in it, right?
yeah.
So I go across and I look and I find this video, knives you shouldn't hand a non-knife people, or something like that, from Lugermonger, and I had no idea what the view count on it was. there's something specific about that title that YouTube is like, and just like blasts it into the, you know, it shows it to everybody.
Maybe I should do one.
You should do one. But here's the thing. Everybody's going to tell you, because even in the video, I said, there's another video out there that talks about this specifically. I just wanted to get my take on it. And what happened is the algorithm threw it to everybody. So like a bunch of like just people surfing the internet, and my video got randomly recommended to them. And so they pop in. And then there's also like knife people who didn't know who I was. And they're like, you stole this from Lugermonger. And I was just like, no,
there's only so many original topics you can do. I mean, I'm doing one tonight that I started taking notes on it weeks ago, but one of my hinders was loaned out to a friend, so I was waiting to get that back, but I was going to do our hinder knives worth the money. And then OCD for EDC, great dude. He and his wife are both awesome. Earlier this week, he did our Chris Reeve knives worth the money, and I'm like, I'm going to catch crap. But, you know, if that's going up tonight, I started taking notes on it last week. I didn't have my COVID XM18. I loaned it to somebody. So, like, I was just waiting for that knife to get back. But, there are only so many topics to do.
Exactly. And you know, we inadvertently will push traffic to lots of other types of videos. And so sometimes when a video blows up because it's the same type of topic, it will also push more traffic to that same bit. So I think people get confused about what it means, what it means to like copyright or take content from, you know, like if I were to take your video exactly and just upload it on my channel, that would be stolen content.
Yes. Yeah. It's just, and you want more than one, like the subject, like, because it's on my mind. Cause I already started recording it today. You know, like our hinder knives worth the money. I want more than one person's opinion on that.
Definitely.
You know, so I don't care, you know, and I think it's a pretty thorough video, but I don't mind if someone else does it and they have to, you know, if somebody wants to watch both, that's fine. And I think in reviewers, you do kind of gravitate towards the person you kind of agree with, because
definitely
I'm guilty of it all the time. I buy shit and then I go watch a review of it.
I think everybody does. It's just the reaffirmation. You don't want to think about, you want to just get what you want.
I want someone to tell me it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's all we ever want in life since we were babies. We just want someone to tell us everything's going to be okay. So I'll make an expensive impulse purchase and then try and find some affirmation on the internet that I did the right thing.
Definitely.
But
that's what anything you want to find on the internet, it's there. You can find a whole bunch of people who will agree with you and make you feel so good about all of your decisions, right?
Yeah, and you just want to find someone with your same tastes. You know, it's not even just the affirmation. You can find someone with your same taste. You and I have pretty similar tastes, so we usually very much agree on stuff.
Very.
But, I actually quoted you in the hinderer video that I'm doing, because I know that both of us know what the best first hinderer is.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right? You said no choil slicer?
It's XM18 Skinny, I said. Yeah.
Oh, XM18 Skinny. Okay, yeah. That is what I said in that video. Is I said XM18 Skinny, and then specific blade shape, I said slicer. But because it caters to what people want. Everybody's all about the thin edge geometry, right? And hinder was from a time like when it blew up, their designs were based on what was popular in like 2012, 13, 14, which was really thick and robust. And somehow it still transcends like what's the word I'm looking for? Trends right now. But the skinny version, like for somebody who's new to the brand, it makes them feel much better than like the really thick, robust geometry that they normally come with. So
and it's basically what the 0562 tie was.
Right.
So you know, and I can spoil this review because it's gonna be up before this one is. So this is going up on a Thursday night. This will go up tomorrow on Friday. But,
okay, nice.
I don't mind spoiling my own video, but yeah, so on the related subject, pocket check, what are you actually carrying? What knife are you carrying today?
The knife that I'm carrying today is the Sharp by Design Evo.
Oh, not a hinderer.
Not a hinderer. No, I have my new workhorse, and I mean, it's new. It's actually this is my old knife that I bought back.
It's a cool story, though. It's cool. I've never bought back one of my own actual knives. I've bought back knives, but I've never bought back like the same model.
Right.
I've never bought back my own knife.
I've never done that either, but I wanted that one back, and I think mainly because I wanted to EDC one with a tie scale, and the other ones are they're pretty, so I don't leave them that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But this one's already beat up, and it's got my old tie scale on it, and you can't get tie scales right now.
Well, yeah, we
So
both love the tie scale. That's why I carry this one because it's pre-beat up. It's the
yep,
battle
yeah,
bronze. So who
yep,
gives a crap? I again,
exactly.
so that's the thing I really like in knives now. I don't know about you, but like the Microtech distressed finishes. I
Yep,
always get hinders in the working finish or battle, whatever. It's just it's great to have a knife that's already messed up, and then
I agree.
you
I
don't.
100%. I don't like satin finishes for a number of different reasons, but mainly because it's too perfect. And the first time
Yeah,
you cut into something abrasive and it's got this weird squiggly line, and you're like, ah, So just give me one that's already kind of marked up, so I don't have to do that
yeah,
stupid
yeah, and
thing.
it's like, but artfully marked up. It's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I mentioned this somewhere on someone else's podcast or something. But back when I was more into bicycles, I used to ride Brompton folding bikes a lot. They're a gorgeous little British company. But one of the finish options they had was clear lacquer, so they would just weld up the frame, beautifully brazed. You could see all the brass and stuff from the brazing and everything. But then they would just put a clear coat on it
hmm.
and no paint. So to a bike thief, it looked like garbage, and it looked like it was unfinished.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
to a connoisseur, it looked amazing.
Okay.
And that's the same way with like a distressed finish Microtech. Like to an average person, it looks like, wow, he's used that knife a lot. But
Right.
to a
Yeah.
knife person, you're like, ooh, it's the distress finish one. That's so cool.
Right.
It's just
It's
like
funny on
stonewashed jeans. You pay a lot for jeans that already have holes in them. It's just
right.
that kind of stuff. But it's cool.
It's funny how non-knife people will look like I'll show somebody a hinder and they'll be like, "Wow, it's so scratched up," and you're like, "No, it's actually they do that on purpose because so that and then you realize you're about to explain that people buy these things ironically and they're made for hard use, but they don't want them, so they will actually
Yeah.
pay for a finish that makes it look used, and you can already see the look on their face going from intrigue to like being just bored and like so you just have to go, yeah, yeah, I use it a lot,
That fading face. I get that with
Yeah.
my son a lot because my son's kind of into knives, not really. He has a few decent pieces, but I'll be really happy with some new thing I get, and he'll be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then you start to over explain it.
Yeah.
He fades, and
Oh,
then you're like, "Oh, I've gone too far. I should back off." But
yep,
kind of
yep.
backtracking
That's
on the
why
subject.
my average, like,
Oh, go ahead.
no, no, no. I was gonna say that's why, like, you look at like my videos are 20 minutes, and you see people dropping off at like 8 because
Well,
they're
yeah,
like,
that's
no,
just YouTube. That's the human
yeah, yeah,
nature. And I
yeah,
try and make mine I try and make mine even shorter now. So
yeah.
I was doing like 15. I went down to like 10, and now they changed the algorithm to 8 minutes. You
Yep.
get mid-roll ads. So yeah, if
Yay,
I'm
yeah,
over like 8.5, 9 minutes, I'm happy. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
feel like I need to say more than that sometimes. Sometimes I do. Like, this video that's going up tonight is almost half an hour, probably. I'm not done with it yet. I'm not sure. But and I have some that are really long, but for just a review of a normal, knife, even if I really like it, I think, do I have it in my pocket? I do. I just got this one today, actually, and pretty surprised at how much I like it because it is kind of everything I hate about Spyderco. But I got the Rock Jumper. Is that what it's called?
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
With the Warren Clip, the VG10 plastic. I don't normally like the plastic handle VG10s, but I just love the design of this one. I really
Sure.
like it, but yeah, this is probably gonna be a 9 minute,
Yeah,
review. But
yeah.
it's and then now I do those rapid fire reviews too, where I do 4 or 5 knives together in like 15 minutes, and
Sure,
um,
sure.
and it's sometimes you just don't need to say a lot. Sometimes you do, and it just
Yeah,
if it's something really unique, then you got to say more. But
right.
if
I
it's a
agree
variation
completely.
on the same old thing, then
Yeah, that for sure. If it's a variation, like I somehow managed to do a 17-minute video on the red smock, and I was like, "What am I doing?" Like everybody already, everybody already knows. They've either watched my review or countless others. Like it's red and it's M390. I could have just left it right there, and then here it is. Just it's red, and no, 17 minutes of my nonsense.
And that's in your 30,000 sub giveaway, right?
Yes. Oh, thanks. You're gonna let me plug my
Of
giveaway?
course, I'm gonna let you plug your giveaway.
Oh, great. All right, guys.
Is the video up for that yet? How to enter and all that stuff?
No, no.
No.
So I thought like because the last time I did this, there were a lot of people in there, and it was really fun. And I was like, maybe if I promote it all week in different uploads, and then tell like I won't like show exactly what I'm giving away, and then if I show a video on Saturday morning saying here's everything I'm giving away, comment
Oh,
down
that's
below to
right.
enter, right? And
Yeah.
then it's that night, so it's fresh in their mind. They're like, today is the giveaway, right? If I
So
do it a
Saturday,
week,
the what will that be? The 17th.
yeah, yeah. So it's
So
all on the same day.
so in the morning, what time are you putting that video up? How to enter?
9 o'clock Central Standard Time.
So 9 p.m. Central, you can go to his channel, which will be linked down below, and then
Yeah.
you can enter. And then on your live show that night is
Yeah,
when
9 a.m. is the giveaway. 9 p.m. is the live stream.
yes. So 9 a.m. you enter, 9 p.m. is when you find out who won.
Correct.
Correct. Cool. I'm gonna be stupid on my 20,000 sub giveaway, which I did get some ridiculous stuff for. I haven't talked about
That's
it.
cool.
Maybe I told you, but I'm not sure. Um, uh, yeah, a couple of really amazing knives and cash sort of.
Oh,
But yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna do. This is the last time I'm doing it, but I think I'm gonna do another one of those Ask Me Anythings. Every time I do it, I say I'm never doing it again because the amount of questions, like you get like two. I think the last time I got over 2,000 questions,
oh my God.
and
Wow.
um, and just going through and picking out the best ones was
Yeah,
difficult. But
I'm sure.
people
I'm
like the
sure.
videos, even if they didn't win. When I answered,
Right.
I picked, and I had my wife interview me last time. Um, I don't think I'll do that again. I'm not sure. She's a busy lady now, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. But I think I'm gonna do one more AMA, which is I don't know why I do those. But
Maybe
most
I'll
people
have
are
to
really
think up
respectful.
something.
I get really good questions. It's not that. It's
That's
just the
good.
volume. That
I can throw in a really messy one, I'm sure. I'll have to think up something really creative and just knowing that you're going to come across it.
yeah. If you get picked on the random draw, I'll reshoot the video.
Oh, damn
No,
it. All right.
no, I'd let you win.
Oh,
Uh,
cool. Okay.
but I wasn't finished being a kiss ass earlier.
Oh,
When we got off on the subject of knives and a knife video. What the hell? What the
yeah.
hell are we doing?
What are we
But
thinking?
I will say again on the subject of us like actually being friends. I haven't said this publicly enough, but uh, when I was sick, you called me multiple times to ask if I was all right, which I very, very much appreciated. When my mother died, you were the first person from the knife community to reach out to me, and I just want to say I very much appreciated that.
Hey,
And
man. No problem. Absolutely. That's something that, you went through a bunch of stuff really fast that I'm just putting myself in that perspective. I was like, I don't know how he's getting up and walking around, man. That's rough. And everybody deals with stuff like that in their own way. And I've on neither of those situations I've been through. So I thought
yeah,
maybe he wants somebody to talk to. So yeah, for sure. Of course. Of
no,
course.
I just wanted to say that like I very much appreciated that, and I do bring that up when people think we're not friends. I'm like, yeah, you call me when my
Good.
mom died. Like, yeah, we're friends. It's just this is
Yeah,
often fun, and
sure.
yeah, if you weren't such a dope, I wouldn't make fun of you so much. But and if you didn't
I
look
have
like
a,
Wahlberg,
yeah, yeah. I tried so hard. I was like, maybe if I grow a beard and a mustache, they'll have to call me something else.
yeah, you
Which,
just look like a bearded Wahlberg.
yeah, I look like some guy who lives in a box behind Home Depot. But
I had to give up on my beard a little bit. I had to chop it down.
did
It
you?
was it was it just grown all scraggly, and I was putting all the product and stuff in it, and then somebody said, well, if you cut it back and start over and then start adding the
Yeah.
stuff, it'll be better. So we'll see.
It,
I am going to grow it out again, but then as soon as stand up is allowed again, it's getting knocked back to that
yeah,
usual just kind of
yeah.
scruff because a full beard doesn't fit my act, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
It doesn't fit the material that I do. So you kind of want to look like the jokes that you're telling. So I'll probably chop it way back then. And my wife will be upset. My wife actually really likes it, but
Isn't that funny? My wife was like, yeah, you should grow a beard now that you don't like you're not talking with people face to face, you know, anymore. And I was like, okay, I'll do that because I'd only ever let it just chin strap, and I've never done a mustache, and that sucks. I hate this thing. And it's like in the awkward stage of like trying to catch up to the beard. And so it's all, oh, I hate it. You can't eat everything that you eat. It just gets caught, and you go and look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, how long have I had a noodle hanging off of my face? You know, I do not like growing up.
You know, there's this amazing thing they've invented for that. It's called napkins.
Oh, napkin.
So
I'll have to look that up. I usually just wipe my face on the carpet.
Wipe my mouth constantly when I'm eating. Like I just reflexively just assume there's crap in my face, and I just do that. I think that's probably the best way to handle it.
Interesting. I will. I'll try that. Yeah, just going outside and shaking really hard. I get down on all fours and I just shake. You know,
next to your dog.
Yeah. But this seems a lot more. That's a much more convenient way to get the job done. I'll have to try that.
Yeah. Now we have a lot in common. We're both truck people now.
Yeah, truck gang.
Yep. We've gone different routes though. I'm the GM street truck and you're Dodge pre-runner, basically off-roader truck.
Yeah.
What is yours called again? The Warlock?
A Ram Warlock, yeah. And I do so much off-roading. Truthfully, I drive to the post office and back.
That's this thing's primary route. I think it would know how to. If it wasn't a 2006 and had a better onboard computer, it could probably get to the post office all by itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, you went new off-roader. I went not vintage, but slightly older street truck. So
there's a reason to enjoy like that. The fact that it is a truck, it's really the main part that matters, and then everything else is just your personality, right? And the 4x4, you know, truthfully, the only reason I want it is like just for the idea of what if it snows a crap load, or if a tornado comes through and throws debris and telephone poles all over the streets.
Yeah, you may have a house in the street in front of you.
Right, and I'm going to have to drive over it, right? And I can't do that. Or through it, like in Twister, right? When it rolls into the I can't do that, clearly, without 4x4. But no, 99% of the time, I don't think 99% of the time, I don't think anybody needs it. It's just, it can come in handy sometimes.
Yeah, I grew up in upstate New York with a stupid rear-wheel drive pickup. My second car I owned was actually a truck my dad had, and he gave it to me after mine died. And I had a 1989 Ford Ranger with a Roush Racing V8 and a 302 V8 in it. So
oh my God,
it was 1980s technology with like 375 horsepower.
Wow.
And if you looked at the gas pedal, it was sideways. Like,
oh, I bet. I can only imagine.
It was crazy. My buddy, this is back when cars were cheap. My buddy had a Chevelle 44 SS and wanted to do a burnout contest with me and thought he'd smoke me. No. It was just like that thing. There's no weight in the back. You just rev it up to $4,000 and drop the clutch and just sit there till the tires explode. Like I didn't even have my foot on the brake.
That's awesome.
Like it would just burn out. But yeah, so I handled that in the snow.
Yeah.
So
well, once you figure it out, you know, like I mean, if obviously somebody who's never driven on ice and stuff, yeah. You just have to be careful about. And then you probably weighted the back and chained the tires and.
I didn't chain them. We didn't have to get that far, but.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'll do with this. Just put studs on it and put some weight in the back, and it's only like 375 horsepower. It'll be fine, and it's big.
Yeah, so, yeah, for sure. But people get hung up on that. They're like, "Well, if it's not 4-wheel drive." We have so many people around here who say stuff like that, and I want to be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" Well, I mean, it's the same thing with tow capacity. People they'll buy a 1-ton diesel dually that can tow 27,000 pounds, and they're pulling around a grass trailer, right? It's like, why did you? Was that for your ego? You know. It's funny. Truck people, it's funny.
This came with the tow package. I don't know if I'll ever use it. but
Hey, it's nice to have if
I
you need
have
to.
it.
I mean, like I will pull a grass trailer, honestly. So I have more. I'm making fun of those people, and I will tow substantially less than what the truck is capable of.
I just like that
But
it's got the tow package came with the heavy duty transmission. That's all I
yeah,
could,
yeah.
because I probably will put more horsepower in this someday. So
Oh, sure. Why
I like
not? Yeah.
having the heavy duty transmission. But we're boring people with truck talk. So
Right.
this is a question that I asked Ray and Nick, and I'm going to ask every YouTuber right here. What is the most surprising knife you reviewed of 2020?
The most surprising knife that I reviewed of 2020. I want to hang on. I have an obvious answer right now, but I need to rack my brain for just a second. The most surprising knife of 2020.
I'll say what I said in the
Okay.
other two videos. Mine so far is the Spyderco Canis.
Yeah, so Canis is second place for me. I've decided Canis is second place. But I think number one, because the Canis, I looked at it and I was like, oh, how weird.
Yeah,
It's I don't like how it looks
not
and
an
ew
attractive
and
knife.
no, and then you get it and you're like, oh, it's wet. So that was surprising. But honestly, the most surprising knife because I know I'm going to purchase one and I had no plans to buy it beforehand. The Andrew Demko 8020.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, that's what Nick said too. See
Oh
now the
my gosh.
8020, the only reason why I don't have the 8020 at number one is I knew it was going to be that awesome. Like
Okay.
that's my size. That's what I like. I love Demko stuff. I like Andrew personally, and I just knew that was going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And I knew how long he'd been working on that lock. He talked to me about it at Blade Show in 2019. Was kind of explaining, like, he didn't have anything to show me, but was kind of explaining it. And I knew that was going to be awesome. But it is even more awesome than I thought it was going to be, I will say.
I didn't expect to want to buy it. I mean, I thought I was like, okay, it's obviously a Demko looking knife, and it's got some pretty aggressive cold steel esque line. Well, even
Yeah,
though like a lot of Demko lines are cold steel lines because of
yeah.
Demko.
Potato,
But
potato.
yeah, yeah. And so I thought, okay, so it's neat. It's got a little latchy whatever lock on it, and I'm sure it'll have some fit. And then I got it, and I was like, I have to buy this. I have to buy
Yeah.
this right now. I tried to buy now. I was like, sell me your full titanium one. And he was like, no. And I was like,
Oh, Nick?
and Nick told
Yeah.
me no. And I was
He
like,
told me
but
no, too. I asked him to. He said no.
I was so sure. I was like, yeah, he'll probably sell me that. And he was like, no, I really like it. And I was like, but I want to have it. I didn't know how to make a better case for it. So I just really wanted it.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I
yeah,
knew I knew I was going to buy one immediately. And then, when I first saw it, and then I watched a little video of them, and I messaged Demco, and I said, hey, can you make me one? And they said, yeah, actually, they're going up on the website like tomorrow. And then they said, what steel do you want? And I was like, what? I didn't know that was like an option.
tell me, what steels does he offer it in? I've only heard
Uh,
of 20 CV and 3V.
that's it. Yeah. But at the
Okay,
time,
okay.
all I had seen was the 20 CV, but
Right.
I got a 3V.
Hey, that's what you should have on the. I mean, the thing is clearly made to have, to be
Yeah.
thrown into Mount Doom and still be okay,
And
right?
three V
So,
is very much not corrosion, like very much not corrosion resistant.
right.
It's worse
Yeah.
than like Maxima. It's like but upstate New York, I never have corrosion problems. Like
I
it's
was gonna ask if you had issues with that because
no, not at all. I mean,
okay.
it gets wet here, but it doesn't
Yeah.
get humid, if that makes sense. Like we
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
rain, we get snow, but it's never like damp.
My
And it's
the
windy
Pair
too.
3
So when it is damp, the wind's blowing everything through, and we just don't get it.
that Maxima Pair 3 that my wife gave me a year ago has you can see it. It looks like fingerprints. It's actually
Yeah.
a little teeny tiny patina after 1 year, and I use this thing. And so my thought is I just shouldn't be so afraid of non-stainless steels. I'll give 3V a try.
Yeah, I mean, I just put the EDCI on it, and
Yeah,
whatever. It's fine.
man, that stuff is awesome.
It
Holy,
is. I'm so glad it's coming back again.
me too. I mean, I honestly, I just want to put there. I'm gonna have a
I was
permanent link
scared.
for this.
I was actually like judging knives whether or not they were worth me using any more of my EDCI on.
Yeah,
Like that Seinfeld episode with Elaine and the sponge. you know, where she only has so many of those sponges left. They were contraceptive. That
I don't know if I've seen
Yeah,
that
it's a
one.
really
So,
funny episode.
okay.
They quit making this particular form of contraceptive. It was a little sponge that you went in your and and then, you know, it prevented you from getting pregnant. And
Okay.
she was dating these guys and saying they weren't sponge worthy because she only had so many left, you know. So that's kind of what I was getting to be with my EDCI, was like, is it worth spraying the EDCI on because I only have so much left?
It's like every spray, you're just spraying like dimes and quarters out every time you spray
Yeah, I'm like,
a
I gotta
blade.
be careful. But then I found another bottle of it that I
Oh,
didn't know I
nice,
had, and I was like, "Woo!"
nice,
And then now they said, "Okay, we're making it again." But yeah, I
good.
guess because it was a really confusing message for a while. It was like because the fact they couldn't get to the factory because of the COVID, and then they said we don't know if we're ever going to be able to again, and then speculation ran wild, and you know the knife community did what the knife community does.
Yeah,
And
yeah, dumpster fire.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it again. And then they said, nah, it's coming back. It'll be in stores like I think next month or something. It's supposed to be back.
good,
Yeah,
good.
but
I
highly recommend
literally,
that stuff. I get no paid endorsement, but it's
yep,
of
it's
liquid knife maintenance stuff. It's the thing I recommend the most. I would say
yep,
that stuff is if you have D2 Maximet, anything that's not corrosion resistant, spray that stuff on every few months and don't worry about it.
yep,
And it's
100%.
100% food safe. People always ask that immediately. So
That's good because I've been drinking it actually. No,
you
I'm
do
kidding.
drink some weird stuff.
I,
So
yeah, I know. You guys always go. You guys don't like my Bud Light seltzers and my Michelob Ultra, or
yeah,
no? You didn't come down on me for Mich Ultra. It was it's Bud Light
the
and the
Mick
Bud.
Ultra I kind of understand because it's really light beer. Like I
Yeah,
get it's a very light beer, but
yeah,
the seltzers, man.
dude. If you, oh, I should tell you what I ate this afternoon because I gained 20 pounds when COVID started. And now, like, I've been back in it hard for like 2 months.
Hmm.
And what I eat, anybody who's like, if you're ever on a strict diet and if it's like all macro based, if you run out of whatever you've made in bulk to keep everything flowing along,
Yeah.
if you run out of something, you have to improvise in the moment or you have to take time to cook. And oftentimes I just have to improvise. And so I ran out of my container of pre-made chicken breasts, and I was like, "What am I gonna mix with my rice and my broccoli?" And I didn't eat breakfast this morning, so I was like, "I'll just eat it all at the same time." So the concoction was canned red salmon, 2 eggs, whole eggs, a cup of cooked rice, a handful of almonds, and broccoli, and then I mixed it with chia seeds, light soy sauce, and some of that garlic chili paste. And it was like consuming 7 or 8 different countries with soy sauce. That's what it did. It
Oh
was
God.
really the
Sounds
worst.
it sounds like
It
something
was
a really fit broke college student would eat.
oh my god, it was so I was eating it and I was like, what am I doing? I could just not eat this. Like
What
it
have
was
I
like
done?
it
You
was
do
so
that sometimes you make food when you're drunk or just really hungry, and then you're just
oh
like, what have I done? What have
what is this? Yeah.
I
Like you
had
where you're
Terra chips and uh beer battered frozen fish for lunch.
that sounds way better. That sounds way better. I'm actually, you know what? Maybe
Aldi's
I'll just
Aldi
quit the
beer
diet.
battered frozen fish is awesome. It
That
tastes
does sound
it,
awesome.
it tastes just as good as a lot of fish fries. And I'm from upstate New York where fish fries on a Friday are a staple, but it's the Aldi frozen ones are pretty darn good.
Wow. Well, I like fish, and I definitely, much better than canned red salmon mixed with. Well, no, okay. I smelled it and I was like, nope, that smells really bad. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it, like. And then I did, and I was more upset. I was becoming exponentially more frustrated with every
Uh,
bite. But
see,
yeah,
I'm a really smell oriented guy. I'd have never gotten that down.
yeah, it did. It really it's like if you like an entire construction team, like for like road work, was building a road through a pond. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it made me think of. It was really not we can move on from what I ate.
Yeah. Oh, but I
Yeah,
think we've exhausted all the topics to talk about. So
we have thoroughly
I think
described
we'll
it.
wrap it
Yeah,
up. I know we both got stuff to do this afternoon. So I
yeah.
do very much appreciate it. Again, there's a link down below to MC's channel. Go at 9 p.m. Central Time,
9 a.m. Central Standard
9
Time
a.m.
for
Central
the
Time on
to leave
Saturday.
your comment for this
Leave your
stuff,
comment to win that. And
and
then
then
9 p.m. Central Time. Why do you say Central Time? Just say Eastern Time like everyone else on the planet does.
I like to say Central Standard Time,
At
and I like
10
to say it
a.m.
5 or 6 times.
Eastern Time, you can go on MC's channel and enter to win that really awesome red Spider Coast mock. What was it? Who got that as a special edition? Knife People?
Uh, no, it was DLT Trading. Yeah.
DLT. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then
And then
9 other items.
at and some other stuff, and then at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can go on to his live show at the proper time. I'll be on there. I'll pop on and hang out and
Yeah.
harass
Good deal.
everybody. So
Awesome. Awesome.
you definitely go check out his channel. If you know me, you surely know him. But if you don't, go check him out. So thank you very much for doing this. I really do appreciate it.
Yes. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, man.
All right. Talk to you later.
See ya.